Was there a time where you thought you were going to quit? Like,
Yeah.
what attributed to you ultimately being so successful and growing so fast?
Everything was a sell. If we're inside the house, we're selling. If we're communicating with the client, we're selling. The early success of us was just being so sales driven.
So how did you attract talent to actually execute on this?
This is
Because
my favorite
I had
question.
construction companies and that was not fun.
The number one thing that got me to attract the best talent in the industry was my wages. I paid everybody the best. Not only did I pay them the best though, everybody knew I paid the best. Problem with these small mom and pop shop and construction guys, they might be even paying better than me, but nobody knows that. That's their biggest problem.
Because you were marketing that you were
Of
paying the
course.
best.
Finding that routine that makes you more productive, number one, but also has the highest impact in your business, and sticking to it because it's boring. The longer that you keep that boring routine, the higher the success.
Yeah, because it goes back to peak state. If you get yourself in a peak state of mind, you're
Yeah.
going to have peak outcomes.
Yes.
And if you're not in a peak state of mind, you're going to have poor outcomes.
Like, dude, when I was going through the roughest parts of my life, I still enjoyed it. What I did learn when going through all my struggles in life, that when...
Welcome back to the Hannah Hammond Show. I am sitting here today with Ismael Valdez,
Hello.
who you have an incredible story. I cannot wait
Thank
to
you.
dive in. You are just this amazing person.
Thank
I
you,
know
thank you.
I actually saw you because you were interviewed by the School of Hard Knocks
Yeah.
as well as I was.
That's where I saw you.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was perfect. I don't know if I messaged you or you messaged me.
Yeah.
But anyway, we came together and we've been looking into you, and we have a lot of mutual friends, Tommy
know.
Mennel and
Yep.
Mello and different people like that. So tell us your story, because you were kicked out at 17 years old.
Yep.
And then you had a failed partnership,
Yeah.
that you founded a company. Then you started your own company out of your garage
Yep.
in the HVAC home services business. And then you had massive double growth, like
Dude,
literally doubled every year.
Which, look at retrospect on that, like I feel like people sometimes think that like I planned it. Bro, I had no idea. Like, I didn't have Instagram, I didn't have Facebook. Like, I didn't when we were growing at Home Comfort, when we were growing next to us, it was normal. Like our first project that we did was Home Comfort USA. It was me and Ken, my partner, and we grew from 0 to 20, a little bit over 20 mil in 4 years. And when we were growing it, like, we thought it was normal. So when I did NexGen and I went from 0 to 108 mil in like 6 years, 6.5 years, like, to me that was normal. Like, and then once I started telling people the story, that's when it was like, bro, do you know what you've done? Like, to me it was like, no, it's just another
Why did
business.
you think it was normal?
I don't know.
Were you watching somebody that did that?
Maybe because I didn't have Instagram and Facebook and that. Maybe because I wasn't exposed to the social media thing, right? Because now I know more stories of people that had a little bit of success, and and not to the amount that we had, but yeah, I thought it was normal, man. For the longest time, would people would be like congratulating me, and I'm like, what are you congratulating me for? We're just growing businesses here. You know what I'm saying? So it was, and I don't want to
Well,
sound
who were you
arrogant.
modeling? Like,
Nobody. We were just we were just hustling, dude.
That's crazy.
We were just like, remember, nobody's ever grown a company that fast in the trades business. Not even in garage doors and electrical, plumbing and roofing. Nobody's ever grown it that fast organically with no private equity or no investors. So when I was growing it, it wasn't like, I was trying to like, I didn't have guidance for anybody. I couldn't go to somebody and be like, hey, how much are you spending in marketing, or how much are you paying your tax? Or like, I couldn't go to those people because it didn't exist. So to me, it was, I thought it was normal. And then once I started exposing myself, then that's when people were like, congratulations on everything. I'm like, oh shit, we did do something dope.
That's
So it was-
crazy. And so you had one partner in the company?
Yeah. So our first one. So I got into the trades business when I was 17 years old. My dad kicked me out at 16, so I was homeless. I wouldn't say homeless, but I was moving from place to place for a couple
surfing.
years. Yeah, dude, I lived with like 4 of my high school buddies from like 6 months here, 3 months here, a year here, for a couple years. And the only reason why I got into the trades is because we were going out to, I think, a party or something that on a weekend, and I was driving down Cerritos Boulevard right here in Orange County, and I saw a sign that said "Not Hiring" sign. It was just a warehouse. So I walked in there, and I asked for a job because the job that I had, was paying pretty shitty. So I walked in there, and they happened to be a distributor for air conditioning and plumbing. I'm like, dude, if they give me $1 more, like, dude, I'm 17 years old. Like, you know what I'm saying? If they give me $1, $2 more, fuck it, I'll go for it.
Yeah.
I interviewed for like 5 minutes, and the guy goes like, dude, can you start tomorrow? on Monday, and I'm like, yeah, how much are you paying me? He's like, how much are you making over there? I think we were making like $9 or $10, and he's like, I'll give you 11 or $12. And I'm like, yes, dude.
Yeah.
Do you guys don't work on weekends? Because I'll work on weekends too. And I started that Monday, and that's how I got into the trades. But dude, looking back, if that little thing didn't happen, bro, none of it would have happened, because that's where I met my partner Ken. He would go in there and pick up equipment and material from us, and I would talk to him, once a week, twice a week. He would come in, and I would ask him a million questions. Contractors would come in, and I would always be asking questions. I think I had annoyed them so many questions I had. Because they would come in and I'd be like, how much do you sell this for? What are you buying here? Where do you sell this? And I would just ask and ask and ask questions. And yeah, and I'm like, dude, if that little instant didn't happen, I look back at it, I would have never gotten into the trades. I would have never met Ken. I would have never blown up NexGen air conditioning. So like the power of one little decision that can, transform your whole life is living proof on that.
Yeah. Oh, it gives me goosebumps hearing stories like that. And I mean, you would have done it in something else. Like,
Yeah, I'm
I
sure.
think it was in your nature,
Yeah.
but it was also right place, right time,
Yep.
right opportunity. The trades business was blowing up,
Yep.
like still is, right?
Yep.
There's massive opportunity there now. Roll ups and PEs buying them up. So like a lot of that
Bro.
was very aligned, but you intentionally went out and you got the job and you
Yep.
looked for opportunities and then you were asking the questions. And so did you know in the back of your head, like, I'm going to own a company one day, or I'm going to run this company one day and I want to learn everything?
I didn't. I just wanted to make money. Dude, I've always wanted to make more and more money. And to me, when I would talk to all these contractors and they would show me the contracts that they were selling these equipments for, and I would I would look at my invoices and it'd be like 15, 14, 1,600 bucks, and they would flip them for like 10,000, 11,000, 12,000. And I knew what they were paying for labor and all that. So I'm like, damn, these guys are making a lot of fucking money. Can I cuss or no?
Yeah.
Okay, go.
Yeah.
And I'm like, dude, these guys are making a lot of money, but they're thinking too small. And 99% of the people that went into that distributor, had 5, 10 employees. And I always thought, I'm like, imagine if they're making that kind of money with like 1 or 2 jobs a day. Imagine if you did it like 50 or 100 or 200 jobs a day. And that's when it just started like fucking eating me alive. I'm like, I don't think I've known an air conditioning, plumbing, electrical company that moves that fast, right? And that's what drove me to partner up with Ken. That's what drove me to, start NexGen air conditioning, because it was just, dude, the money's too good to pass up on it.
So you did see, so before you started your company, you did see a model because you worked at a company.
Yeah.
So you saw the kind of volume.
So the
that
home
they were
comfort
doing.
model was the first one I saw.
Okay. And how much volume were they doing?
So home comfort, when we started, we had three employees, and it took us in 4 years, we got up to 20 mil, which back then 20 mil was a huge company. 20 mil today, like, promise you, like, I could start a plumbing company today, and my first year I'll do 20, 25 mil.
Yeah.
Like, without even trying, right? But back then it was like, fucking, like, dude, you're like the biggest thing in the world, right? But now that we look at it back, it's a smaller company.
Yeah.
It's a smaller company. But that was my school, though. The home comfort school was like where I learned everything. Like, he was really like sales oriented, marketed driven, like a real like front end operator, and I was the back end operator. I'm like, okay, cool. He would hand over the sales slips, and then I would take it from the sale to the collection process.
Okay.
Right? Cool. So it was a good. If I didn't know that, if I didn't team up with him, I wouldn't have blown up NexGen. So I did do NexGen behind what he did, but I just took it a little bit step further.
Yeah. No, that's so cool. And so, what were you raised with money, with no money?
So me and my brother are. My whole family was born in Mexico, in Michoacan, Mexico. So we got here when my dad immigrated here when he was, I think he was turning 27, 28. So my mom had just passed away. We were, me and my two brothers were just kids. My mom passes away, and as soon as my mom passes away, I think like a week later, my dad came to the United States, and he left us with like different aunts, and we were scattered around. And I think for like 4 or 5 years, we lived with different people. And we just kept moving around from aunt to cousins. So it was cool. Then he came over here. He started making a little bit of money, and he started bringing us one by one. So I think it took him about 4 or 5 years. Wow. He left us over there in Mexico.
And how did those early years, do you think, impact you and your drive and pursuit of all the things you've created?
Dude, I think looking back at it, like, because we were like just moving from place to place is such a fucking hassle that I was like, man, there has to be a better life for me, for us.
Yeah.
And I think that's where the hunger comes in from just like knowing how bad it could be. Like, I know people are poor here in the United States. You guys have no idea.
Yeah.
You guys have no fucking idea what poor is. Like, poverty in Mexico is bad. It's it's bad. So so knowing that side of the spectrum and having gone through that in our early ages, like, to me, I still look back at it and I'm like, damn, dude, like, how do you just leave your kids? You know what I'm saying? Like, 3 boys, like, just, and, granted, he came over here and he took a huge risk and he brought us over here. But like, what about if, like, something would have happened to him? We would have stayed over there, There so many things could have gone bad. Luckily, Lord baby Jesus protected us and guided us. But yeah, I always look back at that, man. Like, dude, I would never. I have 4 beautiful daughters, bro. I would never, like, if something happened, I wouldn't be able to. Like, I would figure out a way to keep them all together and, like, you guys are gonna stay with me, right?
Right.
But he had, he took a huge risk, and luckily he brought us over here, and we went through the whole process. We went through getting our residency, and then we went through getting our citizenship. So I think I got my citizenship 5 years ago, 6 years ago.
Oh, awesome.
Yep. So it's one of the
cool.
dopest things.
Yeah.
Going through, I think it took 17 years or 18 years to get our residency, and then we waited 5 years to get our after 4 years, then we applied for citizenship and they gave it to us. So
Wow.
it was cool.
You're like the epitome of the American dream, literally in every single way.
People say it. I just don't feel it. I don't know why.
Why?
I don't know.
Oh yeah, I don't know why. Why? But yeah, I don't know. Why wouldn't you?
I don't know. Like, do you feel? Let me ask you a question. Do you feel successful? Do you like? Do you personally? Do you feel like you've made it already?
This is a deep layered question because I've done a lot of work on this. So there's the hunger of always wanting more.
Okay.
That I have. Like, there's always new levels to the game. There's a higher pursuit in everything, in business, in finances, in wealth, and impact, and in health, like everything. So I'm always pursuing that.
Okay.
I'll never be done. But I've finally come to the point where I feel whole and complete. And I actually, like, enjoy the process of the journey. I'm not pursuing something to fill something that I'm missing.
See, I don't think I'm filling a void like what people say. I think I don't know when to stop. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't feel successful, even though we've done some dope things. We flipped our first business for over 20 mil, our second business over 100 mil. Our third business, Nuve, is already worth over 150 mil in our second year. Like, we've done some dope shit, but, like, to me, it's like, it's just another day. I don't know. I don't feel like I made it. You know what I'm saying?
Well, there's always new levels of the game.
Yeah.
Like, we're not Elon Musk.
What's your goal?
I want to be a billionaire.
Oh, cool.
But not to say that I would ever sacrifice my peace and my happiness to do so.
Okay.
So it's more of just, it's a level of mastery. It's a level of self-actualization. I want to reach my highest potential in business and in life and help other people do the same. That's my mission. And so it's just that next level of the game and something to pursue and something that's possible. But I'm not miserable in the pursuit.
Yeah, I'm definitely not miserable.
Right? And so I think it's...
Do you enjoy it?
I love it.
Dude,
I love
same.
every single day. I can't, like, it's a calling. It's not, and I want to impact other people. Like, I want to make it to give it all away and have a legacy and all these things. And it's just, I love it. I really am passionate about it and I love it and am called to create and connect and serve and teach and grow and all these things. But I also, it's no longer about, because my intention used to come from a place of trying to, like, prove myself, or because I was afraid. Scarcity mentality, fear mentality, because that was my background too. Scarcity, fear, disconnection, unworthiness, all of the prove your worth, earn your love, like all those things. But that only served me for a certain period of time. And then I realized.
How'd you get over the hump?
Well, it's been a journey. So I was talking about this with Luke Morris, the co-founder of Crexy, yesterday. But when I became a millionaire at 25 years old, and I realized thank you. But I realized I was still empty. And I was still miserable, and I still had suicidal thoughts.
Can I ask you another question? Does it bother you when they say, "Oh, like, for a woman to be a millionaire by that"? Congrats. Does that bother you or no?
No.
No.
I don't really get bothered by much.
Okay.
Yeah. No. I mean, the pain always fueled me. Like the doubt always fueled me. You know, my brother told me I would never amount to anything all the time, my whole life. And I would always yell at him back, I'm going to be a millionaire by the time I'm 30. Like, you watch, and I'm never going to give you any money. and I never have. I haven't given him any money. Yeah, but I love him dearly, but no money for him. He doesn't call me. Anyway, so I realized that, and that's when I hired an energetic intelligence coach, and he said, your intention behind everything you're doing is wrong. He said, your intention is to try to love yourself, to try to prove yourself. Yeah. And he said, your intention has to come from love. You create because you love people, you love your business, you love your family. You go to the gym because you love your body, not because you're like, you're a fat piece of shit, go to the gym, right? Piece of shoot. I'm committing to stopping cussing this year.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Dude, I tried. I'm like a 5-year-old, you know?
Yeah.
Like whatever's in my mind, I just let it go. And if it bothers somebody, like, I'm sorry, you know, I'm not here to please you guys.
Right. No, I know. It's not about pleasing others. I mean, all my shows, I previously cussed so much. It's just about, it's like another level of discipline.
Nice.
And I want to be very intentional about the words that come out of my mouth.
I'm going to try it.
It's hard. Yeah. Because it's habitual. It's been in my language since I was 6, you know? It's what I grew up around. And so, but I was talking to my videographer one day, and he's like, yeah, it's a level of discipline. Like the clarity of the words that are coming out of your mouth and being intentional about the words coming in your mouth. And if you don't even know the words that are coming in out of your mouth, and you're a leader and you're speaking, how do you know the message that you're delivering is accurate if you don't even know what you're saying?
Dude, I'm so glad I came. I'm so glad I came. You're a dope-ass girl, honestly.
Thank you.
I'm so glad I came, honestly, because I feel like I'm going to learn something today. So I think I'm going to interview you today.
Okay.
No, I'm serious. I'm so glad I came. I'm going to try that. I love challenging myself. So if it's like a different layer of discipline to be able to control my mind from cussing, then I'm going to try it. So thank you for that.
Yeah, of course. And then it's like if you want to intentionally cuss to make a point or make a statement, then you intentionally do so, right? But I didn't like the fact of subconsciously speaking language that I wasn't choosing to speak.
True.
And not even knowing I did it. You know, I'd be in front of a priest and I'd be like, F this, F that. And I'm like, this is not good, right?
Tommy's actually told me that. He's like, look, bro, you connect with people so much, and I don't think you know how much of an impact you have on people, but you don't need to cuss. And I'm like, and I've always debated on him, but you're right. I don't need to cuss. There has to be a different, you know, way to approach things too without.
Well, and ultimately, what my energy coach taught me, he said, the outcome can only be as great as the energetic state in which you initiate the action.
Okay.
The outcome can only be as great as the energetic state in which you initiate the action. And so what I realized is, as long as my energetic state was poor, my outcomes in my life forever were going to be poor.
True.
Even if on paper they looked like I was accomplishing things. Really, I wasn't getting what I wanted. I wasn't getting peace. I wasn't getting happiness. I wasn't making impact. I wasn't getting love, all the things I wanted. And so my obsession became to stay in a peak state of mind at least 90% of the time.
Okay.
Right? Because 90 to 100 is an A. It's pretty good. 10% of life, you got to grieve or be angry or whatever, right? But if I could live 90% of my life in the green zone, in flow, where I feel good, I'm operating in my zone of genius, I'm passionate, I'm connected, I'm coming from love and creation and all these things, then how could I ever be on my deathbed and have any regrets? True. Regardless of what I accomplish on paper or not, right? And so part of staying in a peak energetic state is surrounding yourself with the people that make you feel expansive. It's doing the kind of work that makes you feel expansive, that lights you up, and leaning away from and stopping to do the things that make you feel contracted or drained or annoyed or frustrated or all these things. Because if you're in that state, you're going to get bad outcomes. And then another thing is just like with cussing, it's just a low frequency word. Right? Or vibration, like it, and I want to just always elevate the frequency of my energy and say things that rise up instead of that diminish. Point. So yeah, those are just some of the reasons.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try this year. I'm gonna try to control my cussing. I promise you guys.
Try isn't a good word.
I'm gonna do it. Yeah. I'm gonna control my cussing.
There's just another thing, and then we're gonna go back to you. My mentor, one of my mentors is.
How many mentors do you have?
So many.
Dude, I think that's where I'm missing it. You know, I think that's where I'm missing it. My mentors are my friends.
Yeah, and I call them mentors too.
Okay.
But I intentionally seek out very wise people that are older than me, that have accomplished all that I want to accomplish in every area of their life that are aligned with my values.
Okay.
And so Like, for instance, this mentor, he's a billionaire, very successful, but not only is he wealthy, because I know plenty of wealthy people, but I wouldn't want them to be my mentor, right? But he has an amazing marriage.
Okay.
He has amazing relationships with his kids.
Okay.
He has incredible health. He is so kind. He is so giving. It makes such a big impact. So he has like all the things that I would want to create in my life. And he's, an older guy, has seen it all. And what was I going to tell you that he taught me though?
Can you get over mentored, you think? Can you have too many people in your ear or no? I have no mentors right now. My mentors are my 7 business friends that we all have intertwined businesses with, and we all look up to each other, and we all push each other.
Yeah.
We all clown on each other. We're all like high school buddies kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Those are my mentors, but I've never ever like seeked out, per se, hey, somebody to teach me this specific type or
right.
So
yeah, I think the ability to distinguish signal versus noise is a real skill. And in this world where we have so much noise, right? Information's free now. You could ask ChatGPT anything you possibly want. You could go to networking groups. You could go online. You could watch YouTube videos. Like, there's so much information, and you could find an argument on every single case for the opposite case, no matter what, right? So it's like, what do you listen to? And so I think the importance of, I always have been a student of life. Like, I'm curious about everything. I want to know exactly how you operate, how you think. What are you doing here? Not that I'm going to go do it, but I know my true north. I know what's my values are, what direction I want to go, what I want to create. And so I can distinguish, this is noise, this is signal. And I'm going to pick that up, and I'm going to listen to that. And then a rule that I have is I only take advice from someone I trade places with in that area that I'm asking their advice. Okay. So like, if you have a really messed up marriage, I'm not going to listen to your marriage advice. Of course. But if you have a really incredible company, I'm going to listen to that company.
If you're really good in shape, then I'm going to listen to you. Good.
Yep, exactly. And so that helps me distinguish what I let go in one ear, out the other, and what I actually absorb and think. But the biggest thing is the person you're listening to aligning, because I call, authors mentors of mine. Like I say, everybody that I take something from, I consider a mentor, and then I have in-person mentors too. But is the person I'm listening to align with my core values? And that was something I learned from my mentor, but the one I was just talking about, because the success, and Chris Voss talks about this. He wrote the book Never Split the Difference, which is one of my favorite books.
I'm not a dude. I think that's where I'm missing it too. The mentors because everybody brings up all these books. I've never freaking read a book in my life.
I don't like.
I have like 30,000 conversations in my head right now. So
yeah, no, I get it, but I do Audible and I habit stack it. Sometimes
and it helps you.
Oh my God, yeah, I learned so much. I mean, I don't know what I would be if I didn't read. I really don't. That was all I had growing up. I read Rich Dad Poor Dad at 13, and that's what taught me what entrepreneurship was and real estate investing and how important that was, and gave me the mission and the motivation to do that, and made me keep going. I probably would have killed myself if I didn't have books. Really? Yeah, they've been really impactful to me.
That's so dope, bro. I'm going to make a big effort on reading books, because again, all my buddies, they're all huge book guys, and they're always talking, did you get this book? I'm going to send you this book. And it's like, oh, cool.
Yeah. Just habit stack it. So if you're driving, put the Audible on, something like that. So, because you're like me, you're all over the place. I can tell your energy, so I'm like, fine. You're not going to sit down and read a book. I'm all over the place,
but I'm super intentional with my energy.
No, I know what you mean. But to sit down and open a page of a book is not going to happen. But if you're already doing something else, then you can stack it on top and listen.
What's the one book you can't live without? You can't say Rich Dad Poor Dad.
Oh, there's so many.
Just one.
There's thousands.
You've read that many books?
Thousands, yeah.
No way.
Maybe
Dude,
not.
I feel dumb, honestly. I need to step up my game, honestly. Imagine if I was smart, bro. How much farther in life I would be.
Shut up.
Just imagine if I had a high IQ. You know what I do have? I have a huge EQ. My EQ, I promise you, like, I'm not trying to show off or trying to be cocky but dude, my EQ, I could fucking read from a mile away. Like, I could read people really, really.
That's what matters. God IQ can be hired.
Yeah, God gifted me with that. God gifted me with that. So, but yeah, I need to work on I need to work, and I need to be more intentional with my IQ for sure, because I don't think the way I talk and the way I present myself, the way I look, reflect the person that I really am. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that I could work on. So yeah, I need to be way more intentional with my picking up a book. You look, everybody my whole life has been telling me, you know, books changed my life. Tommy always says readers are leaders, and I've always, some of the smartest people in the industry or in business and people that I admire just in general are always readers. So I need to be way more intentional. See, I'm already learning with you. Dude, I'm good, man. You made this whole trip worth it. So thank you.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, honestly.
Well, it's fun. I can't wait. I want to learn from you because I haven't accomplished anything that you have accomplished on the business front. So
it was right. And most of this was right timing, honestly. Right, just being at the right time.
That's not true. I mean, I know that that is a variable and a lever, but a lot of people existed in that timing, and a lot of people didn't do what you did.
True.
So you have to take credit and stop and smell them roses for like what you actually created. Is there more? Of course, there's always more. But look at what, and this is when you said, do you feel successful? Look at the average of not your YPO group and your Tommy Mellows and like, you know.
Okay, the YPO thing I need to get into too, by the way. Everybody keeps telling me to go on that shit too.
Yeah, that's another.
But yeah, look at the average person. Yeah, I agree.
Right.
But timing did have a lot.
But are you gonna do it again?
Yeah.
Exactly. Regardless of what's going on in the world, right?
Yep. I'll do it again and again
and
again.
So give yourself some credit.
I will. I'll try.
Yeah.
I need to work on that too.
Yeah.
See, I'm already working on. I'm gonna work on books. I'm gonna work on giving myself more credit for sure. And then I need to work on my cussing too. So I'll work on those 3 aspects.
Okay. Perfect.
I promise you.
Oh, and the book that you said, are you talking business book or like personal book?
Just book in general. It's probably gonna be my first book I read. That's what I'm asking.
Oh.
If you've read thousands of books, bro, number one, Lord, baby Jesus, you are special because I just, it doesn't fit in my brain like how I can read that many books.
I have it playing while I'm in the shower. Audible.
That's dope.
Like that's how much I learn things, or podcasts too. I learn a lot.
What's your favorite podcast?
All In, as far as like macroeconomic, what's going on in the world.
Okay. All In from who?
Chamath, a bunch of billionaire and politic guys, David Sachs and Chamath and a couple other guys. And then Moonshots with Peter Diamandis, because I'm really obsessed with AI and robotics right now. It's going to change everything in the whole world.
You think so?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a lot. And then I watch every Elon Musk interview that ever comes out. His books are really good.
I like Elon.
Yeah.
I like his mind, bro. His mind must be a fucking storm.
I know.
It must be a beautiful storm to be in there. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. But Becoming Supernatural by Joe Dispenza.
That's it?
I don't, it's not my favorite book. It's one I read recently that I absolutely love.
Okay.
Just from a personal standpoint, because it really teaches you, if you can learn to control your thoughts, then you can create whatever life that you want. Okay. You know, and be able to observe your thoughts and not believe that every thought that comes into your brain is you. Right? And you can actually observe them, and thoughts can come and go, and then you can redirect them. And it brought me a lot of peace in my life, and the skill set to be able to calm down and slow down and calm the noise in my brain so I could have clarity and also understand like I'm not crazy for thinking certain things, right? Yeah. So that's a good one.
That's I think that's one of the things that us entrepreneurs fight with. Sometimes we do think we're crazy. Yeah. Sometimes I think I'm crazy.
We are. Well, I mean, we are a little crazy, but
I think you have to be a little bit crazy to do some of the things we do, right?
Yeah. So, like, what did those early days look like for you when you were launching this company? I mean, all the success, right? Everyone sees the success, but I know that it was freaking painful to create that. Yeah. So, like, what did those days look like? Was there a time where you thought you were going to quit? Like, what attributed to you ultimately being so successful and growing so fast?
The first partnership that me and Ken had, I think the success came from his sales drive. He was just such a fucking sales machine, bro. Like, to a point where everything was a sell. If we're inside the house, we're selling. If we're communicating with the client, we're selling. Like, everything was numbers and sales to him. And that's the one thing that I still remember. And if I never learned that, obviously NexGen wouldn't have happened. But the early success of us was just being so sales driven. I was always good on the marketing side, just because my mind is so simple. So my marketing is so simple that it's super effective. From the way I did my billboards, to the way I do my direct mail pieces, to the way I do my social media, to the message I carry. They're so simple, such short, sweet messages that it resonates with people. So I had that front end, and then just the early stages of success was just being so sales driven, bro.
What is that? What do you mean by that? Like, show an example of what that actually looked like.
So when we're inside a home, let's say we get 10 calls. Out of the 10 calls, we want to book 8, and out of the 8 calls, we want to run 8 calls, and we want 4 of them are going to go for repair, and 4 of them are going to go for replacement. Replacement are the big tickets. The repairs are the smaller tickets, and just doing that over and over and over every single day is what got us to $20 million in such a short term. And then obviously at the NexGen scale, we just did it at a higher place, right? We were in 1,000 homes, and we 800 of those homes, we got 1,000 calls. 800 of those we got inside the home. 400 of those went over here to the repair bucket, and we lived and died and made sure that every single technician knew that, hey, if you guys are going to be inside the home, you guys got to make sure you present the 4 options of repairs, and when the customer asks this, then we lead. Like, we had such a fucking sales driven organization for an air conditioning, plumbing, electrical. Like, most contractors are handyman. They go inside the house trying to fix everything, and we weren't that way. We educated the client on, hey, this is your options for repair, and these are your options for replacement, and then you choose what you want to do, right? Most contractors, the biggest mistake they do, Hannah, is that they're shopping for the contract. They're shopping for the consumer. They go in there and, hey, it's $680 for this capacitor, $680 for this toilet, and it's like, okay, well, is there different types of toilets that I could buy? Is there different warranties of toilets I could buy? Is there different payment plans? You know what I'm saying? Most contractors, what they're doing wrong is that they're choosing for the consumer when they go in there, and they just present an option, and that's not sales.
Right.
What we did different is that we always presented 4 options of repair. And then we also educated them on 4 options of permanent replacement, which was either replacing their system or doing some intensive plumbing work or electrical work inside their house, where they would have peace of mind that for the next 20, 30 years, you never have to worry about it. Like, your electrical is going to be on point, your plumbing is going to be on point, your air conditioning is going to be on point. And we were really, really, really methodical about how we did things inside the home. And that formula helped us get to where we're at.
And so you guys knew your numbers, your KPIs, what you're trying to get, and then you held people accountable, and then you gave them the resources to be able to execute on that. So how did you attract talent to actually execute on this?
This
Because
is my favorite question.
I had construction companies, and that was not fun. Like that, the blue collar type workforce and all of that was very challenging for me. And then I shifted full white collar. I'm like, I can't do this. Like,
I can't deal with these plumbers.
I'm like, I'm gonna jump off a bridge if I do one more day at this. So how did you attract talent and put those systems in place to actually hold them accountable? Because those are high conversion rates that you guys are expecting.
The number one thing that got me to attract the best talent in the industry was my wages. I paid everybody the best. Not only did I pay them the best, though, everybody knew I paid the best. The problem with these small mom and pop shop and construction guys, they might be even paying better than me, but nobody knows that. That's their biggest problem. Because
you were marketing that you were paying the best, and the other people weren't marketing.
Of course. I'm on social media saying, hey, $5,000 sign-on bonus. You're never going to make more money than with me. NexGen always has leads. NexGen this, NexGen this, NexGen this. Like, NexGen is a way of life, right? And those guys might be even paying better than me. They might even do better quality of work than me, but nobody knew that. And that's their biggest problem with the differentiation between the mom and pop shop model and the enterprise model that we grow. We put our name out there everywhere, right? And we let our employees know that there's no better opportunity than us. That's the biggest problem that they make. That's the biggest obstacle that the small mom and pop shop construction guys have, that nobody knows them. Nobody knows them, and nobody knows if they're even a good or bad company. Everybody knew that we were a good company. Everybody knew that we paid really fucking good, right? We had, 2-3-year-old plumbers that were barely getting into the industry, making $150,000, $200,000 their first year, right? That would have taken 5-10 years at a mom and pop shop level.
Yeah.
Right? Just because they don't have the resources, they don't have the marketing, they don't have the sales organization, they don't know their numbers. They're missing so much of it. So
Yeah.
I think what attracted us to the talent is, number one, we were super confident in the way we presented ourselves. Number two, everybody knew we paid good. And number three, our marketing was so freaking diverse, bro. Like, when I started, what made NexGen blow up was in 2019, I took a huge risk. I started driving, obviously Southern California, you know, it's traffic mayhem everywhere. And there's billboards everywhere, bro. And not one freaking billboard did I ever see of air conditioning, heating, and electrical companies. So I took a huge risk. I called Lamar, I called Outfront, I called all the major billboard companies, and I said, hey, I want to purchase a large volume order, and I put up 293 billboards all at once.
Holy crap!
Air conditioning, electrical, and plumbing. And when the first batch of 100 came in, the fucking phones did not stop ringing.
Wow.
They didn't stop ringing, but
did you have the staff to support the orders?
Yeah, we were already scaling really fast.
Yeah.
So the most impressive part of it is that I was marketing to a consumer, but half of the calls were coming in for employees. People driving around, technicians, sales guys, installers, driving around the freeway streets, just seeing our billboards everywhere. And they would call and be like, man, I just saw another billboard, another billboard, another billboard. Every 5 minutes, there was a billboard with a NexGen air conditioning logo on it. And people just started calling in.
How much did that cost?
We were spending on billboards anywhere between $400,000 to $500,000 a month.
Holy crap.
On Google, I was spending about, on my peak, I think I was spending about $800 to $900 a month.
Jeez.
So our budget fluctuated from like 1.2 to 1.6 million a month.
And were those your two main drivers? Was the
billboards and Google, yeah.
Google?
Yep. So branding and capture.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
I sprinkled a little bit of Yelp on there too. So there were some months I was spending $250,000 a month on Yelp, just lead generating. Jeez. Again, dude, marketing is my thing. I love marketing. I love marketing. It just, I find it so simple, and I find peace when I'm doing it.
Really?
Yeah.
So who is managing your ad creatives, and was that?
We had a whole agency, yeah.
Yeah, you worked with an outsource agency?
Yep.
And they actually were successful? Because I feel like every agency I work with is
I got lucky with this ad agency called Ad Leverage that early on, you know, they took a huge risk with us, and obviously I did too. But there is not many out there, bro.
Are they still around?
No. They kind of faded out of the home service industry after I sold NexGen. The private equity started switching companies around. But yeah, ad agencies they're so, I think, you know what I told, what everybody tells me, Ishmael, you should start a marketing company after NuveHome. And I'm like, bro, I don't think I have the energy, but I would smash on marketing for sure.
Yeah.
We would kill. There's not a really good ad/marketing agency in the industry.
Yeah.
Like, that is the one weakness. Like, we had Rhino, which my buddy Cristiano used to own. And, you know, he had probably like 1,000 contractors, 1,200 contractors. There's millions of contractors, bro. Like, there's no one agency that, you know, has 10,000 or 5. There's not.
Yeah.
The contractors, the one fault that the contractors have is they're so impatient with marketing that they think they put a $10,000 in the marketing, you know, pot, and all of a sudden, you know, the phones have to blow up. It's like, that's not how marketing works. Yeah. Right. So yeah, there's still a lot of kinks inside the home service industry that we got to work on. So.
Yeah, I'm just because I know Tommy's really good at that too, creating marketing that magnetizes talent, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And I'm in this, you know, HP Capital is my newer company, and I'm trying to recruit top talent, and I just can't recruit them. You know, I'm trying to work with different recruiters and stuff, but these are independent contractor, 100% commission roles, and top tier talent that is, they make, you know, $1 million plus a year easily. It ranges, of course, but top talent makes great money. And so I'm just trying to figure out how to get that talent because it's just difficult. I don't know if the ads attraction thing is going to get that kind of talent, you know.
It's hard, man.
Yeah.
Our ads were super concentrated on the consumer, and it ended up pulling with some of the best technicians in the world. Yeah, some of the best techs, best sales, best installers in the world came through us because of our, you know, social media platforms, our our billboards, our the way we market ourselves. So
That's so cool.
yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and then I have the same thing as like most people that are looking to finance $100 million commercial real estate project aren't really clicking an ad, right?
Where do you find those guys?
Not on ads. I don't run ads. I mean,
Yeah.
I do organic content, but that's not where I find them.
No.
In person.
Yep.
Yeah, in person and referrals mostly. It's a different game
Yeah.
in commercial real estate. But
How long you been on it?
in commercial real estate?
Yeah.
Since I was 18.
That's dope.
I'm almost 30. 2 more months.
April?
But by the time this podcast gets released, I will be 30.
April?
Yeah.
April what?
10.
2.
No way. See, Aries. No wonder
Yeah.
we get along so well.
Bro.
Yep.
Yeah.
Same
I think it's energy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That fire energy. I was with Ken McElroy, or I was talking to him, I don't know, a while ago, but we were talking about different astrological signs like Robert Kiyosaki and Ken and all that, and it was funny because I was reading the Aries thing, and it was like the Aries is fire energy in motion or something.
Yep. I could see that.
Yeah.
I could see that. Do you believe in that?
Oh yeah, because it's accurate. Every single person that I look at their thing, and you could even dial it down to the day that they're born and those types of things, but it's so accurate. I mean, if I don't know how or why or whatever, but it makes sense. Like if you read it about an Aries female, it is me 100% with no inaccuracies at all. And almost every single person I know, it's pretty much 100% accurate on who they are. But it's like if humans can exist.
Yep.
Anything is possible. But people are like, that's impossible, man. I'm like, do you realize you're floating on a space rock and you just exist, and like the sweat that comes out of your skin gets evaporated, goes into the sky, and then it rains back down, and then you drink it and it fuels your body? Like, you're telling me anything is impossible. You're crazy.
I think Gary Vee said it, the chances of you being being born is like 1 in like a trillion or something. I don't know what it. That is insane, honestly. Like, but even for this to happen, for this podcast to happen, right? Like, I saw you on the School of Hard Knocks. Like, he has a ton of like good people in there, and I saw you. I'm like, dude, that chick's dope, man. Like, that is like, I respect women when they're. Like, I respect. Obviously, I have 4 daughters. I respect women in general, but when you see like a shining star come out, like number one, I got to meet them just to see like what made them special. You know what I'm saying? Or what is it about them? And obviously I'm going to learn something, right? And hopefully I get to teach you something here too. But I always look for dope people to intertwine with, just to be able to, because I know for a fact that, Lord baby Jesus put this together so that I could take one thing away. And that one thing is going to change my whole life. And that's why, that's what makes me pursue relationships and be able to put myself out there and be like, hey, let's do a podcast together, or let's go out to dinner, or let's do this together, or let's have a conversation, right? Because one thing could change your freaking whole life.
It does. And thank you for all the kind words, and same goes to you. And yeah, it's so amazing. And I don't think anything happens incidentally.
No.
I think everything happens for a reason, and we can guide the direction of what we can create. Like, I'm a big take full accountability and create whatever you want to create. Because like you, I didn't come from a lot. I didn't have much,
Where'd you grow up?
Here.
AZ?
Yeah.
You're an
Arizona.
AZ girl?
Yep. Yeah.
Scottsdale?
Well, yeah. Technically, this area. Phoenix, Scottsdale area.
I told everybody, if I ever leave Orange County, it would be Scottsdale. That's it.
If I ever left Scottsdale, it'd be Orange County. That's
Bro.
it. And the best is both.
Bro.
Yeah, you get just over 6 months in Scottsdale, residency here, and then 6 months on the beach in Orange County. That's my plan.
Orange County's. People are like, Ismael, you should, all the taxes, and Ismael, your company's going to be worth so much money. You got to do, it's like, have you guys ever lived in Orange County? The fucking energy here is insane, bro. Yeah. The people in here, the energy, the weather, I don't know. It just, you have 30 minutes to the beach, 30 minutes to the desert, 40 minutes to LA, the mountains, like everything's just there.
Yeah.
So
it's beautiful.
But I think I have a house here in North Scottsdale, but I think I use it once a year. But I love here. I love it here, man. I've met some of the coolest people here. Yeah. Some of my best friends are here. My best friend Travis is here. So I met some of the dopest people here.
Yeah, they're both great places. Yeah. So you mentioned you have 4 daughters.
Yep.
I know they're super, super important to you.
They are.
And to scale a company at that speed,
Yep.
And you're married and
Yep.
have an amazing wife that you attribute a lot of your success to
Yep.
as well. And so to scale a company at that speed, like I'm in that right now, 16-hour days, 7 days a week, like in the grind. Love it, tired, but love it. And just scaling. And there's always, you hire one person, but then you still, there's so much to do. Like it never ends, right?
Of course.
So like, what were some of the sacrifices that you had to make in those years of building your company? And, how did that affect your relationship or?
It still does.
So let's talk about that.
How it affected it, I've missed their whole, first 10 years of their life. Yes, I could have retired, and yes, I could have gone that route. But I still think that they deserve more. That's why when I brought on when my buddy Tom brought on this project called Nuve, I was gonna say no to it, but like 100 million is cool, and like I know my daughters would have had a really, really good life, and we've all would have had, but like I still want to take care of my brother. I want to take care of his kids. I feel like the responsibility of being God gave me an opportunity to be able to take care of my whole bloodline, bro. And I feel like that's such a huge responsibility that when I think about like, man, I didn't make this recital, or man, I didn't make this dance competition for one of my daughters, or this award show or whatever, I always look back, I always step back, and I always go like, God gave me an opportunity to not only take care of them, but to take care of my brothers, my sisters, their kids, and their kids, and their kids, and their kids. And it would be, I think I wouldn't be able to live with myself if I didn't go through the whole way to make sure that they all get taken care of. And that if that means, hey, I got to sacrifice the dance, or hey, I got to sacrifice the time here and there with my daughters to be able to take care of their kids and their kids and their kids and their kids and so on, that is the least thing I could do for them. And I always resonate back to that. And I know some people might not agree, and most people, if they were in my shoes, they would have grabbed those $100+ million and they would have set off to a sunset and been, full-time dad, full-time everything. But I just felt like it would be such a, how could I put it? It would be such a disrespect to them. Like knowing that I had the opportunity to take care of their kids, because look, they're good. My daughters are good. My nephews are good. But like my daughters are going to get married and they're going to have kids, right? And I know how bad it is to be poor. And I know how bad it is to be moving from place to place. And I know how bad it is to have my mom, my dad come in and out. And like, I know how bad it is, and I don't want them to go through that. So I rather sacrifice me and my life and, why God put me here, to be able to give them peace of mind for the rest of life. I guarantee you 20 years from now, 50 years, 100 years from now, they're going to have such a dope-ass life, and I'm okay with that. And I'm okay with, sacrificing a dance and not being there for them full-time and not being able to, raise them. They have a badass freaking mom that teaches them every single moral aspect of life. And I feel like my place and my responsibility is to take care of them financially, and I don't compromise with that.
Yeah.
I'm not willing to negotiate that. Like, I'm not willing to, slow down and be like, because my buddies tell me all the time, like, bro, like, you already have it. Why not like go and, spend time? They deserve you, or they need you. And I'm like, yeah, but their kids are going to need something, and their kids are going to need something, right? So I just feel a huge responsibility, to be honest with you, of being able to, to have a chance to take care of many, many, many generations. And I'm not willing to negotiate, or I'm not willing to stop for it.
Yeah.
And if it costs, relationships, and it costs, whatever it's going to cost to me personally, because of how far I came from, being an orphan, being stuck in Mexico with my brothers, with just fucking moving from place to place and not knowing where you're going to live the next day. Like, to me, having gone through that and knowing that I have the opportunity for them never to go through that, it's like, bro, like, you're not going to talk me out of it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they play a huge role. Honestly, like, if I could tell them one thing, it's like, it's all for them. Like, I know it sounds selfish right now, of like, I'm always chasing more. And I'm just like yourself, I do want to be a billionaire, but in the next couple years, and I'm probably going to be. And it sounds selfish, and I think it sounds arrogant, and I think it sounds like I'm doing it for me. But the one thing, like everything that I'm doing is for them, just because I genuinely don't want them to suffer. That's it.
Yeah. It's beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, and I think it's all about William Lamb. I love him. He owns Upgrade, and he talks about what is your 1,000-year goal?
Yep.
Everybody's so tied up in this life.
Bro, that is a badass question. What is your I've never heard that before. Dude, I want my family and my bloodline to 1,000 years from now to still remember it. Like to always look back and be like, hey, because of him, we all get to have a badass life. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
And that to me, that's worth more than, going to a dance or, obviously God's going to give me time for that. Hopefully he does give me time for that to do it with them. But that 1,000-year goal is probably like the dopest question. It's to be able to be remembered by my family and friends. That's my 1,000-year goal.
Yeah. Yeah, and you can even do a dynasty trust. That's a 600-year trust, and has it's governed for 6 generations.
What's your 1,000-year goal?
I want to make the world a better place. So I want
for who?
For everyone.
You don't have kids
in the world? No, I don't think I will.
No.
Congrats,
bro.
I mean, who knows? Like I have an open heart to everything.
I admire you for that because the. What is it? The ideal, you got to be married by this, and the status quo tells you that you got to be married by 30, and you have kids, and you got to be married, and it's this and this. And to me, when I meet somebody dope like yourself, and you're super driven, and you're doing things for the world, that shows how unselfish you are. You know what I'm saying?
Thank you.
When in a world full of selfishness, bro, we need more of you. We need more people like you in our world.
Thank you. No, I actually I had a lot of just trauma going up internally, a lot of conflict and insecurity. And so I actually used to say that I didn't want kids because I would never want another me in the world.
No.
Yeah.
Why?
Well, yeah.
Bro, you can't be that, bro. Yeah. I think we're both in the same place.
Yeah, you just used to hate myself a lot.
Way.
Now I don't. I love myself. But now I just feel called to like a bigger mission.
To help.
Yeah, to help so many people. And for some reason, I don't have the motherly thing in me of I want to birth my own child and pour all my energy into my own child or children. And I feel called to pour that energy into the masses. And really, because I want to have a foundation and I want to allow children to have real mentors in life and real guidance and real support, really be seen, really be loved, really be protected, learn financial intelligence, emotional intelligence, energetic intelligence, and allow them to turn their pain into power. Because I think it's the greatest gift if you have the right support around you to
Amen.
Channel that into
Amen.
Purpose and creation and giving. And so that's just the thing is I've always thought I would adopt children or a child later in my life. But I just have never had the instincts to birth my own child. But a big part of my entire mission is to help children and the younger generation and all of that. So yeah, we'll see. And who knows, things evolve over time, but that's been up to date.
That's so dope, bro.
Thanks.
That's so dope,
Yeah.
Honestly. I'm glad I came today.
I'm so glad you came.
I'm glad I came today, honestly. You're such a dope ass girl, honestly.
Thank you. You're dope too, bro.
Dude, I honestly, I talk like a 13-year-old.
I know, I love
it. and look, this is how I am in front of anybody. I think I stopped caring at the age of 30 or something. I just,
no, you shouldn't care.
Me,
be
bro.
Authentic. Yeah,
this
be who you are.
I hope you like me, but if you don't, cool.
Exactly. Yep.
I'll be fine.
Yeah.
I'll be fine.
Love me, love me. That's a poem I wrote when I was really young. I said, love me not. I'm fine with either way, because if one's loved by all, they'd be a soul of gray.
Bro, you're special, honestly.
Thank you.
I'm serious.
You are too. You are. You're like, oh, I don't
I'm
think
meant to be special.
I don't know it. Yeah.
I'm meant to be special, but I don't know.
Me too.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
What's 3 words that describe you? What's is selfish? No, not. What's the opposite of selfish?
Selfless.
Selfless,
Yeah.
for sure.
Me?
That means you're giving, right?
Yeah. Selfless.
For sure. If, dude, you're doing all this to help people, bro, like, you got to have the biggest fucking heart in the world. Like, most people with your success are like,
I was gonna say filled with love, but
you know,
thank you. No, and I don't see myself as successful, but I'm also not gonna be like really hard on myself. Like, you need to do better, right? Like, I'm proud of who I am, but there's always bigger levels to the game. If we're talking financial success, but I do see myself as a successful human.
cool.
Because I have been successful in my health, been successful in my happiness, been successful in the relationships that I have, like now, today, not in my whole life, right? There's been a lot of horrible failures. But right now I feel that, and that's what I want to share with others, because I didn't think that was possible. I must have, because I kept going and I kept trying and pursuing that. But it's such an amazing feeling to really feel like you have this infinite potential to create, love, serve, do whatever you want to. And it's not that it's easy, because it's freaking hard and there's storms
draining, bro.
Yeah, but
it's draining. It's not just hard, it's draining.
Yeah, but that's the difference between push versus pull motivation.
Okay.
And so I learned this from Tony Robbins, mentor. He said, push motivation is when you're living a life of force. You're trying to force outcomes.
Okay.
You're like, I gotta grind. I gotta, like, think Alex Hermosi style.
Yeah.
I don't know if you watched their interview. It was amazing. I was like, oh, I love this.
I love Alex. I've been trying to reach out to him. I just don't like bugging people, but I've been trying to reach out to him because I love the way he views business.
Yeah, but he has that suffer mentality.
Yeah.
Dream, work for something worth suffering for, or have a dream worth suffering for. And Tony came in there and was like, that's horrible. Like, why do we want to suffer? Why are you teaching people to suffer? Like, how about you set a goal that's not worth suffering for? Like, that you can actually enjoy going after and achieving and living in happiness and peace. And it's not to say, okay, let me just go back. So push motivation is that suffer, grind, just outwork everyone, like whatever, right? And it's draining, it's exhausting. And that's where usually people cannot sustain it for long periods of time. Okay. They get burnt out, they quit, they cheat, they become alcoholics. Right. Most people, if you're living in that
our push.
Yep, that push motivation. Most people, they're seeking something that they don't have, and they're not enjoying the journey, and they think that they'll be happy when they get there. Right? A goal worth suffering for until you get that goal. But anybody that's accomplished goals know when you accomplish that goal,
the next one comes in.
You don't feel any different. You get a little high.
I know.
And then you're like, oh, shoot, what do I do next?
Yeah.
And so, and then that comes with more suffering.
Okay.
Right? And that's just the narcissistic entrepreneurial way of just like addicted to pain. Then there's pull motivation.
Okay.
That's calling. That's where you can't not do it, even if you tried, no matter what.
Definitely. I'm in the pull.
Yeah.
I tried stopping this shit all my whole life, and they just, God just keeps giving more and more and more. It's like,
damn. Like, you wake up every day and you're pulled out of bed, like, to go create,
See, I
thought
that was me being crazy, though.
No, that's calling.
Okay.
Yeah, that's calling. Now, there's addiction.
Okay.
Because you could be pulled to, cocaine or sex or drugs or alcohol. I know you struggled with alcoholism, and I want to dive into that. But it's different, because addiction is you're being pulled to something that you don't want to be pulled to.
True.
Right? Calling is you're being pulled to something that you do want to be called to, that it is aligned with your true north, is aligned with what you want to create. Like, you are fully aligned with that mission, and you're being pulled to it, and nothing can stop you from accomplishing that, right? So that's the difference between calling and addiction, but they both have the same obsession and passion right behind it. But the calling, you don't wake up the next day and hate yourself. You're like, oh no, I'm called to this mission again, and it's aligned. So I think that obsession, it's just in me. Like, if you told me that I had to go be a stay-at-home mom and cook dinner every night, I couldn't live.
I would go crazy.
There's not a chance in hell. Like, and some people, that's what they're pulled to.
Yeah.
And that's beautiful. And we need that.
Yeah,
obviously,
of
we
course.
need mothers to raise children and parents and all that stuff. But for me, it's not my calling. And so I'm called to do all this other stuff, and I love it more than anything. And it's brutal. I love it.
That's the thing. You see, that's the thing I always look back on. I enjoy like the suffering and the pain and the going through the, the good. And like, to me, I don't view it as pain, or, going through all my struggles just to get here. Like, it sounds fucked up in a, like how I'm telling you, but like, you never saw me like, oh my God, what am I going to do today? I'm, God, you're not fair to me. Like, I just woke up the next day and kept going and kept going and kept going. So like, I've enjoyed my whole life, even though it was a fucked up life, even though people have been in and out of my life, for whatever reason. And but I've enjoyed every single, from being in Mexico to, growing my first company, to having my beautiful daughters, to like, I've enjoyed the good and the bad of it. So I don't.
Well, did you ever contemplate your life, or were you ever depressed?
No, never, bro.
You just kept going.
I've never been depressed. I think the lowest point of my life was when I was drinking. When I was drinking and making way too much fucking money.
What stemmed the drinking? When did that begin?
It was my dad, for sure, because my dad was okay with us drinking since we were young. So, if he was having a beer on a Sunday and we were, 14, 15, we could grab a beer and just chill with him. Like, he didn't think anything of it. I didn't think anything of it. In Mexico, it's okay to drink when you're 14, 15. Nobody really tells you anything. So it's not like it's a bad thing, or people are like. So I think it came from that, but I think the where it got bad is when you mix the success and the drinking. That's when I got a little bit of out of control. And to me, I'm a control freak. So once I started getting out of control, I'm like, okay, I know what I'm doing wrong. So I stopped the drinking, and then I went back into control mode.
Was the drinking because you were celebrating success, or was it to cope with the amount of, was it to stress release? Like to numb out at the end of the day, or to deal with the amount of stress of the business?
I think the drinking was just to, I would drink so much sometimes just to be able to go to sleep. In a sense, because my mind's fucking like always running. And, now that I don't drink, I've looked at other things, whether it's meditating, whether it's, just being alone with no phone and for 30 minutes. So I'm doing other things, but the drinking was, I think it was more to just be able to deal with myself. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was in a dark place between 28 and 30 where I was making a lot of money, and was hanging around with the wrong people, and drinking all the time. So I think that was it. I think it was just to cope with myself, that I didn't like who I saw in the mirror. Right now, dude, I love who I see in the mirror. Like, I wake up every morning, I have my beautiful routine that I take my daughters to school. I go work 4 hours at Nuve. That's the maximum output I could do now. And then I go to my gym, and then I come back home and, chill with them and have dinners with them. But I didn't like who I saw in the mirror. And the drinking made it pleasant for me to see it, kind of. So when I was drinking, if I was sober back then, I didn't like who I saw. And then when I was drinking, it kind of looked good to me. I looked good in the mirror. Right?
But what didn't you like?
I always felt like, no matter how much success or money, I've always felt like it wasn't enough. Like, I wasn't enough. Like, I'm always trying to, not impress people, but I'm always trying to serve people more, just so they can be like, oh my God, it smells so good. And I think that's where some of the drinking problems really drove. But dude, I would not skip that part of my life either, because thanks to me going through the drinking, and I don't think I was depressed because I'm a happy drunk. But thanks to going through that, I'm able to see now myself sober, and I've been sober for 8 years now. I haven't touched a drop of alcohol. Even when we sold NexGen and the wire came through, and I was like, oh Lord.
Yeah.
I didn't celebrate. So I'm glad I saw that side of the spectrum. It goes to my life. I'm glad I was so fucking dirt poor, because now that I'm doing good, I'm like, damn, that shit, that wasn't that bad, honestly.
Yeah.
Being poor is not the worst thing in the world, right? There's I could name a million things that people are going through that are worse than that, right? Chronic diseases, cancer, just millions of things. So I love the imbalance in my life. I love the going from that poor to being successful, or being a super drunk to now being 100% sober. So
Yeah.
I don't know. It just, maybe it's me. Maybe
No,
there's something wrong with me.
No, nothing's wrong. I mean, something's wrong with all of us, but we're all perfectly imperfect, right? No, I think I used to do the same thing. I had chronic nightmares most of my life. Horrible lucid dreams in my house, getting raped or dragged out of the, like, horrible things for
Sober?
Yeah, no, almost all my life. So I had bad nightmares, and I would smoke weed, like a weed vape,
You still do or no?
to sleep. No, I quit.
How long?
Well, officially quit
I go in and out
2025.
of it.
Yeah.
I go in and out of it. I don't rely on it, but since I don't drink, and like if I see a lot of people together, like I don't want to be the awkward person.
Right. Yeah. I'm not like a hardcore, I'm sober or like anything like that.
Yeah.
Like, here and there, just like with drinking. I never liked drinking. But here and there I'll have a couple of drinks. Like the one day I drink is this week, Waste Management Open. That's like the only time I drink all year. It's just because it's just what you do, wasted management. Like, what? Come on. But that's about it. I just don't like the taste of alcohol. But that was my thing, my story of I needed to calm my brain. I needed to not get nightmares. I needed to sleep because otherwise I have insomnia. Yeah. And if
have you tried shrooms?
I
need to try it, bro.
Oh,
everybody keeps telling me, Ishmael, you got to try it. It's going to help you, not just because my mind's always spinning. It's going to help you be more creative.
Well, I don't do them recreationally like that. I know some people microdose to be creative and things like that. I haven't tried that. I've done high dose as a ceremony, like as a healing.
I want to try.
I have a good shaman. But that was
What's a shaman?
It's somebody that guides you through a
he
journey.
Gives you everything?
A journey. Yeah.
Bro, hook me up.
She's actually here.
I have to try it.
Yeah. So that was the biggest transformation to me. Like I've done a lot of therapy and reading a lot of books and workshops, and became as obsessed with personal development and healing as I did with business, which was a lot. I kind of went down this rabbit hole of, okay, let me pause business for a second and figure this out. Because have
you figured it out yet?
Yeah.
Have you?
Yeah. No, because I went in the tech exit room in a mastermind, and everybody was worth hundreds of millions of dollars or $50 million or whatever amount, large amounts of money.
Yeah.
Tech exit entrepreneurs. And they had no identity outside their business. Like they were depressed, they were miserable, they were anxious, there was one that was suicidal. And
Lord, thank you for not giving me that, please.
Right. I know you. But yeah, and they were like, I don't know what my life is for, what my purpose is. I just worked all this time. I sold my company, and I don't know what I'm going to do, and like all these things. And they had all this money. I was like, that's going to be me. That's going to be me when I'm in my 50s or 60s.
Yeah.
And I don't want to do that.
Yeah.
I want to actually enjoy this process. And I clearly can see that no amount of money is going to change what I'm feeling inside. Mm-hmm. So I got to change what I'm feeling inside. And then I can truly create what I want to create from the right place and enjoy it. So that's when I dove into personal development. And just going back to you said, is like when you look in the mirror, you hate what you see. I hated what you used to. I hated what I saw for so long. I hated myself so much that I almost committed suicide.
No way.
Yeah.
Dude, there was if I saw you in the street, beautiful blonde, you coming out of a G-Wagon.
I'm not. I'm brunette. I'm going back brunette.
Okay.
I dye my hair blonde because I'm insecure. Or I was insecure. I started dyeing it blonde when I was 16. Got a nose job as soon as I could when I was 18. Got veneers. Like wear eyelash extensions. Like everything screams insecure, right? And so that's because now I've done a lot of work, so I'm starting to unravel some of this stuff. And I'm totally fine with doing things to make yourself feel confident in your own skin. But it also comes back to feeling confident in your own skin, right? Not somebody else's skin. Like not change everything. Yeah, get new skin. So, and I talk about that, and I always talk about like loving yourself and this empathy and compassion. But then I'm still dyeing my hair, blonde, and I'm still doing these things. And so I'm like, you know what? I'm going to go back brunette this year and go back to my normal, one version of my normal self. But what I was going to tell you is looking in the mirror and hating yourself. So Dr. Gabor Mate, famous trauma therapist, and he said the primary desire in all people is to feel seen, heard, and protected.
Yes.
Right? So the primary root trauma in most people, not everyone has this. Some people have very loving upbringings, but is that they don't feel.
I envy them, by the way.
I know.
Whoever you are out there,
My best
that
friend's
had
one
a
of
mom
them. I'm
and
like,
a dad.
yeah.
I envy you.
Yep.
Go ahead.
But that's it. That's so true. But it's the child doesn't feel seen, heard, or protected.
True.
And that is what creates this, I'm not good enough, I'm not worthy, I have to prove myself, I'm not loved, blah, 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 right? The list goes on. But, and then we carry that with us our whole lives.
Most of us.
Most of us, until we figure this other stuff out and start to do the deep healing work and, go up the hierarchy of needs and all this stuff. But most of us carry this, and then we're really adults that are operating on 6-year-old emotional intelligence operating systems.
Yep.
And we still have this, I'm not good enough, I need to be better, I need to compete, this person's better than me, I am not successful, I'm not.
And you think mentors help you with that? Or what else do you think people could do to, because I've obviously, most successful people have the same thing. They never think they're good enough. They're always chasing something that's unobtainable. What do you think obviously it goes back to our childhood, but what do you think are things that people can do so it can help them feel valued? Yeah. It can help them feel seen. Well,
Tony Robbins is a great example. Okay. Became a billionaire, created all this massive impact and wealth, and owns hundreds of companies and all this stuff. And I don't know him behind closed doors, but at least his messaging and he cries on stage and all these things. His messaging is, you can be happy, you can enjoy the process, and you can create great things, right? For me, it was plant medicine that really helped me, doing a guided ceremony, because it put me in a different consciousness state. Because you could hear the message from anybody, right? But it's only one might impact you.
Yep.
Right? Like this certain person, right? So I feel like mushrooms is psilocybin, plant medicine, ayahuasca. I haven't done that, but I know a lot of people.
That's my second thing I want to
say. Like that's the messenger that you can hear the message from.
Got it. Okay, now it made sense to me.
Yeah, and so that was the first time when I did that. I was like, oh, because I was cut off from my emotions. I didn't cry. If I was crying, like the whole world was falling down, and now I'm more into.
I think you're bro. Are you the girl version of me or what?
Yeah, we are probably.
Jesus Christ, you're.
Well, because we had to cut them off to survive when we were young. True. If we were emotional, we wouldn't have survived.
True.
Like we would have died. Literally, we would have died. And so we had to cut them off, be strong, and figure it out so we could live. And then we carried that with us. And so then we get disconnected from our emotions and from ourselves. And it causes other issues in our lives through usually addictive behaviors. But the plant will force you
to look at yourself in the mirror.
To really connect to all your emotions. And so when I did that experience, I was just crying.
I'm gonna try it
for hours.
I'm gonna try it.
Yeah.
How'd you feel afterwards?
Oh, like a new person. Literally my best friend and one of our clients.
Okay.
He's like, when I talk to him afterwards, he goes, "You are a new human." Like directly afterwards.
How did your body feel?
So light.
Is it?
Yeah, it is so free because I always had severe back pain.
How'd you sleep?
I sleep fine now. I quit smoking weed. I sleep fine. I just have a little magnesium spray, my aloe spray that smells so good, and it helps me fall asleep. Okay. I listen to my rain sounds to fall asleep.
Dude, what the? Are you me?
Maybe.
I swear, every night I do the same thing. I put on my rain sound, my house that has a surround sound, and then that's the only way. Or I'll put rain in the back.
Yeah.
Just like, because my mind or I'll start counting the drops in the rain because it just goes fucking crazy, bro. Sometimes I feel like I'm crazy.
Oh, it feels so good. I can't sleep without it.
Yeah.
And you should try the magnesium spray. I recently started that, and I'll send you some from aloe. It's got to be from aloe.
Okay.
It smells so good, and it just like puts you into a deep sleep. Someone recommended it to me, and it's crazy. It works really well.
How many hours of sleep do you go on?
Right now, I'm not.
That you could be super productive.
If I could choose,
I'm good at. Dude, I do 8 every day.
I would be 8 to 9.
Yeah.
Lately, I've been 4 to 6, and so that's why I'm a little brain dead. And I need to hire because I don't like if you lose sleep, you go crazy and you can't sustain. So I really should be getting 8, but I haven't been in a while.
my routine, like, and this is one thing I do want to talk about, because a lot of people don't realize the power of a badass routine.
Oh, yeah.
It took me almost my whole life to figure out my perfect routine that not just that I enjoy, but that also impacts my business, my relationships with my daughters and my brothers and my family. Like, my routine, bro, like, if I get out of the routine more than a couple of days, then I just start getting freaking grouchy and all that. This is one thing I do want your listeners to learn, is finding your routine that you feel at peace with is one of the most impactful things you will ever do. Finding that routine that, I was all over the place. When I was growing Home Comfort and NexGen, I was 6 a.m. to 7, 8 p.m. in the office, and that's how I thought I was worth the production, and that's the only way to grow the business, and that's the only way I could do things, because I needed to grind and I needed to be in there. And then I started tweaking my routine. I started taking care of myself. I started working out. I started working on myself. And then I found out right now, it took me 6.5 years to grow NexGen to past the $100 million value. Nuve is already worth 140, 150 million on our going on 2 years already. 4 hours of intentional fucking hard work, dedication inside the operation. Now I don't go and stay inside there for 10, 12, 14, 16 hours no more. Now I'm super intentional with my 4 hours, and I'm super productive because I shut my phone out and I'm like, okay, we got to work on this. So it's, taking my daughters to school, going to it for 4 hours, 2-3 hours at the gym, and then going home and resting is the most beautiful thing I've ever did for myself. Like, just being able to be like, okay, at 10 p.m., like, again, this is why I don't go out. This is why I don't drink. This is why, you don't see me partying and you don't see me out doing it, because I got to be in bed by 10. Because then if I don't sleep those hours, it fucks up my whole routine, and then I feel more unproductive the next day. And if I feel unproductive, then it, like, starts eating me alive.
Yeah.
Like, I start, am I worthy? Or, like, what am I doing? I should have not, like, I just start questioning my life over one routine. So I try to stick to my routine every single day, bro. Especially when I travel too, it messes up that. But now I'm like trying to find it again. So if there's one thing I could, hopefully you guys learn from here, is finding that routine that gives that makes you more productive, number one, but also has the highest impact in your business, and sticking to it, because it's boring. Like, nobody wants to wake up and do the same thing, same 2-3 things over and over and over and over. But the longer that you keep that boring routine, the higher the success.
Oh, it's everything. I call it the morning integrity setup.
Yeah,
I learned that from my coach.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, because it goes back to peak state.
Okay.
If you get yourself in a peak state of mind, you're going to have peak outcomes.
Yes.
And if you're not in a peak state of mind, you're going to have poor outcomes. And so that routine is so important. That's like right now I'm feeling myself getting into a not peak state.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I need to hire this person so I can immediately take this as soon now, right? Good. Because if I'm going to start getting bad outcomes if I can't show up in my peak state, and I'm not going to enjoy my days, and I don't want that, right? Because I'm too tired or whatnot. So I love that. And what, the routine is so important, that consistency. And I
love my routine right now, man.
Figure out what gets you in the green zone, what makes you feel good. Like,
feeling rested for sure.
Yeah.
Have your, like today, I'm like a little bit drowsy because I had to go from Vegas to here at 6 in the morning. And so I've been all over the place, but dude, that, like, if me well rested, my 8 hours and, fresh out of a gym, bro, I'm like, dude, I could move mountains for sure.
The gym is so important, working out. Yeah.
How many times are you doing? 5?
I exercise every day, but gym, like weight training, is usually 3 days a week, 2 to 3 days a week. And then I do sprint intervals and like hit a couple days a week. And then I usually do like a Pilates, and then I walk.
Our Pilates is dope.
Pilates is, I get bored.
Not for guys though, right?
Some guys do it, but it's mostly girls. Yeah. But some guys do it. It gets you in good shape. But yeah. I
love walking too.
Workout. Yeah. Like the sunrise walk is my favorite.
Okay, I'll tell you one weird thing about me. If you do this, you're going to blow my mind. The one thing that where I feel the most creative is when I'm cleaning. I don't know why, like everybody, like in my office, like I always have a yellow rag, if I see something, I just start, I don't know why. But when I'm cleaning though, I'm like, dude.
Yeah.
everybody knows that if I'm cleaning or vacuuming or
yeah, no, I know what you mean, because I get that sometimes if I'm doing laundry or something, or walking is for me.
Bro, if I'm walking around in the office, like my office is kind of like this, and there's a bunch of desks in the middle, and I'm usually on the outskirts just on my phone. If I'm walking and I'm thinking, dude, I'm like leave me alone. Like I'm in the zone right now.
Yep, I love it. Yeah, I'm not a cleaner.
Dude, I'm a neat freak, man. I think I'm not a neat freak in a sense where it's like but I'm like super organized. Like all my houses, all my offices, all my shops, everything is just like, everything looks the same. My clothes a certain way. Like, I don't know.
That's so nice.
Maybe it's weird.
I feel like your external environment is a reflection of your internal.
Yes.
Right? And if your external is chaos, your internal is probably pretty chaotic too.
And you know what I used to, Steve Jobs, I heard something about Steve Jobs that he would always wear the same shirt. And I used to think, I'm like, there's no way, bro. People wear the same shirt over and over. Dude, if you go to my closet, there's two types of shirts. There's a Nuve polo, and then there's a regular Bill, shirt.
Yeah.
And it's one of those two. If I'm working, I'm on this. If I'm not working, I'm on that. And that's it. And I used to think, like, there's no way people, there is.
I do the same thing. I wear the same thing every day.
It is the most peaceful thing in the world. Just being able to grab and go. You know what I'm saying? It's amazing.
Decision fatigue. It's like we need to save our decisions for important things and trying to coordinate.
I like how you have like titles for everything. That's dope. you have not title. You have like a label for everything.
Yeah,
that's dope. I need to learn that. I need to educate myself on it.
No, I think you're doing fine. Okay, so we have 10 minutes left. Okay. So for what is Nuve, your new company? You started 2 years ago. We didn't even get to go. I want to go through the whole process of selling your company.
Oh, we could do it again.
We have to do more of these.
We'll do more. I don't get a chance to do podcasts like this where it's just life.
Yeah.
Most of my podcasts or most of my content is, operations and marketing and sales. And like I go hard on diligence and quality of earnings and selling a company. Like I could go fucking through a hole in there and just, I could put on a clinic for you guys on that, and I'll do it, and we'll do it. But I don't get to enjoy like a dope ass conversation like this. So thank you for doing it.
Oh, cool. Well, thank you.
What is Nuve? Nuve is a thermostat that I created for contractors. In 2014, Google bought Nest for $3.2 billion, and Nest is just a regular thermostat. And to me, most people would look at that and be like, "Well, Nest sold a lot of thermostats," and that's not the reason why Google bought them. Google bought them in a strategic, and this is how advanced and how, like, it mind blows me how they're playing chess. They're not playing checkers kind of thing, right? Most people would look at that acquisition and be like, oh, they bought them because they have millions of thermostats out there. No, they bought them because there was going to be a plumber like myself. There was going to be somebody that was going to come into our industry and start putting providers, right, service providers, on the thermostat instead of a Nest or Ecobee or Honeywell logo. If Nest had the provider inside the thermostat, meaning, if something went wrong with your AC, they would look at it and not go on their phone. They would just get the information, kind of like at your ADT panel. The only reason why you know to call ADT is because you click the logo and there's a 1-800 number and you call them and say, hey, my sensors or my cameras or something's not off, right? Well, Google bought Nest because they didn't want that to happen. They bought them for $3.2 billion because they've installed 15, 20 million thermostats out there because they want you to keep using your phone to go on Google to look for an HVAC, electrical, plumbing, roofing provider. And what our platform does is we connect the thermostat back to the contractor, meaning when they need you, they don't have to go on Google. So I bypassed that from it. Now, is Google going to be super mad? 100%. We sold $14.2 million of thermostats on our first year.
Wow.
Right? And the more thermostats I get out there, the less the clicks, the less the searches for Google.
Yeah.
So that's the only reason I saw a huge opportunity on that.
That's so cool.
If Google could go in there and buy Nest for $3.2 billion with no MRR, right? No subscription model, which mine does. We just crossed $712,000 of MRR.
Jeez.
Yeah, I know.
What are they paying for? Like the subscription?
Subscription to monitor the thermostat, to host their logo, their contact information, to
the contractors are paying it. Nice.
not the homeowner.
I was gonna say, how are you getting homeowners to do that?
The contractors, they pay us a flat fee, and we give them all the features that, to their thermostat. Meaning their logo, their contract, their information. They could start the units from their office. They could message the customer through their app or through the logo. So like when you're using your thermostat, when you download it, it says Ecobee or Honey or Nest. We give each contractor their custom app.
Nice.
So like NexGen was my old company. If you click on it, that's my thermostat to one of my houses. And if I want to call them, then I just call them from there.
Nice.
They don't have to go on Google and search for them.
What if they go out of business or something? They just end your subscription? Or?
They end the subscription, and then it gives me the right to give them to sell their thermostat.
Assign it to someone, yeah.
Because I own the digital real estate inside the thermostat.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
Dude, when I looked at it, when I took on the project, bro, it was...
You created the product?
Yeah.
So and this is a product in tech, so it's very different.
So it's hardware and software.
Yeah.
The subscription's the software, and the hardware is the thermostat. I have 60-something people working in Armenia for the software. In the Philippines, it's getting the thermostat's getting manufactured, and then I'm about to move it into the United States or Mexico. But yeah, sales and customer service here in California. We just came up with our version 2. Now version 2, you're going to be able to speak to it. I called it Sophia because my middle child, which is I don't want to say this, but everybody has a middle child. My favorite middle child, my favorite child is Sophia. So I came up with a thermostat for her. So now instead of saying, hey, Google, or hey, Siri, or hey, Alexa, it's, hey, Sophia, can you send me a plumber? Hey, Sophia, my garage door's not opening. Hey, Sophia, my roof's leaking. And they'll dispatch a technician to your house without talking to anybody.
That's amazing. That's
and we
so
patented
cool.
too. So I patented all my technology. So nobody could message, nobody could host offers, nobody could host contractors, nobody could. So I patented everything. So
is this going to be your company that you want to take big?
I'm taking IPO for sure. So I did it at 20 mil already. Home Comfort was at 20 million. NexGen was a little bit over 100, and now the next stepping stone would be IPO for sure. So I have a goal for sure. I was gonna give myself 5 years, but I'm giving myself 2 years now.
How are you using AI in the company?
Just for the software development on it.
Yeah.
We still haven't figured out a way to grab all the information from the actual thermostats and from the actual AC units that we're monitoring, but I'm sure there's going to be a huge play for that.
Yeah.
You know, all these manufacturers, when they sell equipment and they install them in your home, they don't know what happened to it. Well, my technology connects the air conditioning back to the manufacturing. So I'm sure somebody's going to come in and be like, hey, what happened to all the millions of units we've installed out there? How long have they been running for? What's the cycle time? How many compressors? Like all the data that we're acquiring, somebody's going to want it for sure.
Right. Yeah. The data is so valuable.
Who said it? I think the ex-CEO from Google, Eric something, said that the next billion-dollar companies are going to be data aggregators, the ones that can collect massive amount of data to feed into an AI to be able to, do whatever with it.
Right. Yeah.
And that's what we're doing.
Because AI can only access the data that it can get to. Yeah. So the data, IP is data and IP is so valuable.
We have, we're going to have the most data for air conditioning, electrical, plumbing in the world. So
that's so cool.
I can't wait for somebody to
for you.
come
and you didn't
write
have
me a
to
check.
stay aboard NexGen when you sold it?
I stayed 1 year with them, but anybody that sold a company at that scale knows that private equity always comes in and they try to modify it.
Yeah, they put in all their systems in place.
Yeah.
And you didn't consider doing a roll-up? You just wanted to exit, or did you not even think about a roll-up?
No, I knew that NexGen was just a stepping stone to something else.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to be stuck on the contracting level. I am a contractor at heart, but there's always, I've always viewed every business as a stepping stone to something bigger, right?
Right.
Like, I don't know where Nuve is going to take me, but I know that whatever happens after Nuve is going to be bigger than what it is. And to me, the dopest part is that, at Home Comfort, we employed a couple hundred people and we helped a couple hundred people. At NexGen, we, employed over 600 people. Nuve, we're going to employ, hundreds of thousands of people, and the next one will employ even more people. So, to me, the exciting part is just we get to help that many fucking people. That's insane.
It is insane.
That's
to
insane.
be responsible for so many
Yes.
mouths and lives.
Yes.
And energies, and yeah, it's crazy.
So
it's a big responsibility.
I'm excited though, honestly. I think we got something special for sure. You know, for us to grow that big in our first years.
That's insane.
Pretty dope. Pretty dope.
What do you think is the number one thing to attribute to that success?
Dude, we're sales driven, bro.
Yeah.
We are the most. From Tommy to, you know, all my buddies that have built over $100 million companies, we are sales driven organizations, bro. We are sales
and marketing with that, right? Like you're doing heavy marketing to get your sales.
Look, the one thing that I always remember, and this is how important it is to a business. Obviously, marketing is the first step to anything, but somebody said a quote on, I don't know where I read it, but it said, in order for everybody to eat, somebody's got to sell. And when I heard that, I'm like, dude, that is the most accurate thing in the world. Like, if you guys are not a sales-driven organization, you're always going to be stuck where you're at. You got to build a freaking process in order for you to scale your company, and the only way to scale is through the sales department. Yes, marketing is important, 100%. That's the first step. The first step in operations marketing, the second step is sales, and then the third step is operation, right? So, yeah, we're just highly driven sales people.
I love it.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You are too. You are too. All your success that you have is because you're a salesperson.
Yeah.
Deep down inside you, you're always selling.
Yeah, I know. I was talking to a guy that runs like a $1 billion family office or something, and he was like, after we had the meeting, he's like, "You're really good." He's like, "You were closing the entire time from minute one," and I'm like, "I wasn't trying to sell you on anything."
But you're so good. You're natural at it.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
You're so good. We are so good. We're natural at it. Where most people think we're selling, we're just talking.
Right. Yeah.
We're just having conversations and trying to connect dots, and that's it.
Yeah, solve problems, build trust, understand the person, but it's just instant. Like, I actually just do that naturally.
That's
I never had sales training.
That's why you're so good at it, though. That's why, dude. I've never had sales training.
Yeah.
I've never been inside a home selling. I've never installed a fucking toilet. I never worked on these damn AC units. I love my people that worked at our companies, and that's why I paid them so much, because to me, a skilled labor, bro, like, is one of the dopest people. To being able to, grab 1,000 pieces and put it together to give you cold air, being able to grab, hundreds of thousands of pipes, fittings, and put it all together to give you, pure water, drinkable water, or, all these wires running through your house to be able to plug your iPhone and be able to charge it. Like, people underestimate all the things that we had to learn and do so you guys can have a, this beautiful studio or just a normal life.
Yeah. It's amazing. It's fascinating.
Yeah, dude, that's why I'm in love with the trades. I think my personal mission in the trades is I've said this before. We are the unsexiest. We are the unsexiest industry in the world. Meaning, nobody wants to be a plumber. Nobody wants to be an electrician. Nobody wants to be a roofer. Nobody wants to be that. And I think my calling is to this world is to expose our trades, to expose them into, all those 16, 17, 18-year-olds that are lost in high school right now. And they're like, what the fuck? I don't want to go to college. Like, that's not what I want to do. I'm a mechanic. I love working on my car. I love working on my bikes. There's a place for you over here in the trades. Yep. And there's a place for you where you can make so much freaking money that a 5-year-old Mexican kid could come into the United States and build 3 different companies.
Exactly.
So that's
I couldn't agree more.
That's the dopest part.
It's the hardest thing for the robots to come after.
They're not coming after us. You guys can't come after us. We are irreplaceable.
Yeah, irreplaceable. Yeah. So. All right. School of Hard Knocks, rapid fire. How old were you when you became a millionaire?
28. Actual over $1 million in my bank account. Yeah, 28.
What about,
But a net worth of
on paper,
24, 23, 24. When I had an actual $1 million, when, obviously we were already doing like 60 mil in revenue.
That's insane.
I know.
Yeah. Were you just reinvesting it all back into the company to keep growing it?
Yeah. All of it. I was living a modest life. Dude, I was driving a fucking used Mercedes and I think I was leasing a house still. Mm-hmm. Just because of all the money that was coming in, put it back. Get more vans, get more marketing, get more vans, get more marketing. So, Yeah.
What's the greatest advice you've ever received?
The greatest advice. Don't take life too serious. I think most of us get stuck in like something happened and we just fucking dwell on it. Like, look at all the shit that happened to me throughout my whole life. Like, from my mom, like I never got to meet my mom, my dad, just all the things that happened, and I've never ever like just crouched up and cried. I've always just woken up and been like, look, I gotta get things done, right? So don't. Whatever you're going through, it's gonna pass. Whatever you're going through is gonna pass. You're always gonna see rainy days. You're always gonna see sunshine. Like, enjoy the moments of each one. Like, dude, when I was going through the roughest parts of my life, I still enjoyed it. Like I was never like just depressed and what am I gonna do? Like, even when I was drinking and the businesses were failing and we're not making money and we're trying to borrow money to pay money. It's like all the mayhem that's going on. Like, to me, I was like, damn, look at all this shit that's happening to me. Like, God must be wanting me to do something about it, right? Because the one thing that I've learned is that when God doesn't fucking have anything for you, he ignores you. And if you're going through things, that means because he's paying attention to you. That means he has you in his heart. That means he has you in his vision. That means he's actually taking care of you. If everything's fine, you should be worried.
Right. Yeah.
when things get like when everything's perfect in life, that's when I get worried. That's when I'm like, dude, do you not remember me no more? Like,
right.
So
we're either entering a storm, in the middle of a storm, or just got out of a storm.
But enjoy it.
Yeah, exactly.
Enjoy that storm.
That's the whole thing. That's the whole committed to the green zone, because you're always going to be entering a storm, in a storm, or getting out of a storm.
True.
Right? Like, no matter what, that's life.
That is so true.
So you might as well learn how to freaking enjoy the storms.
Bro.
If you can't learn to enjoy the storms, you're not going to get very far. Yeah.
You're going to struggle, and it's going to be painful, honestly. Dude, I can't wait for the next storm for me. I don't know what it looks like right now. It's right now life's good, and as long as my daughters and my family and my close ones are good, then I think I could be okay. But yeah, I can't wait for the next storm. The next storm is gonna definitely teach me something, so I can't wait for it.
That's how you grow. Yeah. What's the number one thing you attribute to your success?
Relentlessness. I am fucking relentless. I don't care. I don't care what the objective is, what the goal is, what the mission is. I will die on the cross on it. Like, I will wake up and do it again. I will wake up and I don't care if it's a bad dude. I don't care. I don't care if I don't feel good. I don't care if my relentlessness is insane, bro. Like, I honestly think I'm sick because of that. And that's probably one of my best attributes, to be honest with you. Like, most people look at it as me being stubborn or whatever. That's probably one of my best attributes. Like, I'm just fucking relentless, bro.
Yep.
I love I love competing, bro. Like, I want to kick Echobee's ass. I want to kick Google's ass. I want to kick Nest's ass. I want to kick all their ass just to be able to say I did it. Just because that like me, if I'm gonna compete like in the small leagues, I get bored, bro. Yep. I want to compete against the big fucking dogs. I want to go in the fucking public space and start steering shit up, and I want to go in there and hey, motherfuckers, what's going on?
Oh, I know. Yeah, that's what I was gonna tell you. That was my favorite book for a long time. Relentless, Tim Grover. I never. It's amazing. He coached Kobe Bryant. He was his coach, mental coach. Yeah.
Relentlessness. I think.
Yeah, so good.
Dude, relentlessness for sure.
I asked you, okay, so what do you want your 4 daughters to know about you that they don't know about you now?
Dude, every time you bring up my daughters, I tear up. I don't know why. What do I want them to know? That everything I'm doing is for them. Everything that I'm doing is for them. The, growing the companies, the being out of town, the always being gone, the always being on the phone, the absence is all for them. Like, me being so absent in their life is because that's how much I love them. that no matter what I'm going through in life, whether I had to be sober, whether I, I had a partner, bad partner, whatever it is that life throws at me, I know that what keeps me going, what keeps that fire and that relentlessness going is that I have a vision, I have a picture in my head that it's engraved for the rest of my life, and it's them smiling. Yeah, it's all for them. It's all for them. I want them to always look back and, maybe I wasn't the best dad, but I want them to look back and be like, my dad was gone, but it was worth it. Look at, everybody gets to have everything they have because dad was always working.
Yeah.
Yeah, for them, for sure. Everything's for them.
And if you had to leave one message to the younger generation, what would it be?
Stop listening to fucking people that don't know what they're talking about. Stop listening to all this social media and all this noise and all these gurus going in there and telling you that for, $99 they could change your life or sign up for my mentorship. And it's like, in a world full of noise, like the peace is where the gold's at. You know what I'm saying?
That's where you get all the answers.
Do you know what I did learn when going through all my struggles in life? That when nobody was there, I knew I was in the right place. Like when, my brothers got mad at me, or, my ex got mad at me, or my, whatever, but friends didn't talk to me, or I was by myself. I wasn't at a club. I wasn't drinking. I wasn't going out. And I was just by myself. I knew I was in the right place because I could finally fucking hear my thoughts. I could finally give I had my direction, and I had, my purpose when everything's quiet. So,
and that's what the Bible says too. That's the only time you can hear God is when you're in silence.
That's when I heard him, honestly.
Yeah.
I think the first time I heard him was at my lowest point when my dad passed away and I stopped drinking, and I was just by myself in my house, and I'm like, dude, I think this was it. So if I could give them one piece of advice, is learn who to listen to and learn who to not, but also be okay with people walking away from your life. Like, not everybody's meant to go where you're going, right? So, I'm okay with being alone as long as my daughters and my family's okay.
Well, you're amazing. This has been such an amazing conversation.
Thank
I
you.
Could keep going forever, so we'll have to do another one. But thank you so
much.
much.
We'll do an operational one.
Yeah.
Like
I want to dive deep into
dope-ass little operation. I'll set up like the whole journey on, how to structure if people that want to sell their company, whether it's plumbing, electrical, whatever it is that they want to sell or they want to structure it, we'll do like a dope-ass little,
That'd be
1
amazing.
hour. Yeah, of course.
I love it because I need to know this stuff,
Thank you for having me on, honestly.
Thank you. And how can people find you on Instagram?
Ismael Valdez, CEO. On Facebook, I started a contractor university because there's no educational system for us contractors. That's why 94% of us are failing or are under a couple $1 million in revenue. So I started this free digital contractor university. It's called NuveHome Contractor University, or NCU. On Facebook, it's a free group. There's 10,000 contractors in there. Jeez. And we're always going in there, and I'm just doing it for free. I go in there and I put, sometimes I go in there for 15, 20 minutes and I teach them how to pay the technicians, how to pay installers, how to pay sales guys, how to recruit them, how to bonus managers, like how to set up the whole operation so they can produce profit.
That's insane. That's so amazing.
Yeah. NuveHome Contractor University. Thank you.
All right, off to dinner.
Let's go.